Hi, this is Paul Salfen for Pearson Live, and we are here on the field, 2019 Dallas Cowboys Kickoff Luncheon. Now, in just a few moments, you're going to hear from some of the current Cowboys, former Cowboys, and we're going to eat lunch on the field. How cool is that?
How long did that take to get used to?
I don't know if I'm used to it yet or not, but I'll say this. It took a long time to arrive, but it opens a lot of doors, and I'm really proud to be among the Cowboys that are wearing it, and I'm proud to be number 321. I get to do things that probably I wouldn't have gotten to do before, and I'm very, very pleased for it.
I mean, we're still young and we're making strides, so we have a great group. We're extremely bonded with each other.
I think, obviously this is a staple event for us to support Happy Hill Farm, and it's always at the same time, it kind of gets to that mindset that, the season's right around the corner. I'm just excited to get back on the field and get going. I think we have a great group of guys on our team that are anxious and really excited to get back on the field and get this thing rolling. After tomorrow night, it's kind of time to lock in and get ready for the Giants and ready to kick off hopefully a great 2019 season.
What you remember are things like this, having an opportunity to actually improve people's lives and say something or do something that might make life a little bit easier and happier for some people. That's a huge blessing for me, and I miss it. This is the most talented team we've had in a long, long time. I mean, there is not a weak spot in the roster. And we got to get Zeke in camp, but with Zeke, I don't think there's a more talented team. I've said for the last month now there are 4 teams in the NFC that I think are very solid across the board, and that's the Rams, the Saints, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. And I can't wait for that Eagles game and the Rams game and the Saints game. Those are going to be great football games between teams that don't have any weaknesses. And I think the Cowboys are right in there with the top teams in the league, and now it's a matter of Jason, putting it together, keeping everybody healthy, and those are big tasks. All I know is that Dallas Cowboys are treated as well as a player could ever possibly hope to be treated. There's something special about being a Dallas Cowboy and being a Dallas Cowboy for life, and I'm proud of that. 13 seasons with one coach, one team, and I'm glad I didn't go on and try to play for another team when I retired. And I hope the players that play today realize that, because when they get to be my age, if they haven't by then, they will. I went into Tex Schramm and he told me how much they were going to pay me. Really and truly, I didn't have an agent. I remember when Roger retired, they called me in and told me what they were going to pay me. I almost passed out because it was more money than they ever paid Roger. It was $450,000, but they tore up my $60,000 contract and started me my first year as a starter at $450,000. And I thought I am coming along at the perfect time. I was born at the right time. Little did I know that 30 years later things would have changed a little bit.
Okay, here we are at the Cowboys Kickoff Luncheon. Now, Jimmy, I understand you've been here for years and years now.
Yeah, this is probably my 18th year in a row coming out here, so I always enjoy coming out and seeing the new team and supporting a really good cause in Happy Hills Farm. So that's great.
Absolutely, and the Cowboys are looking good this year. You think we're gonna see a Cowboys Super Bowl finally?
Well, it's the best team they've had since 1995. They've got everything they need to go to the top. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all unfolds, and hopefully they can win some games early and get into a groove.
Yeah. You must have some amazing Cowboys memories, I bet.
Well, they're wonderful memories. Training camp was probably the best moment of my life because I got to spend time with players for like 6 weeks. So that was always a pleasure to go out just for the start of the season and have that camaraderie and that brothership that allowed us to gel when the season started.
Yeah, well, the game was way different then, right?
Much more different. There was a lot of hitting, in training camp. There's a lot of running in training camp. And we played more in the preseason games. So that's been the biggest difference.
Well, Drew is getting checked out this season. I know some people have had some concussions or they've had injuries that have been long said. Seems like you're doing all right, right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I was in New Orleans for 3 days of screening and everything checked out just fine. So my body feels really good. You know, I run half marathons, which is really helpful. But I try to stay in shape and I try to see the doctor regularly so that I can avoid any of those major things that can creep up on you when you get my age.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you played with Drew Pearson, so we got to ask if you have a good Drew Pearson story.
Well, he may not want me to say this, but before every game, Drew would always throw up. Really? Yeah, he would always throw up. I couldn't understand. So where is he going? He said, well, this is what he does before every game. So he just throws up and he's fine.
I don't think he's ever told us that.
No, he's probably not going to like me to say that.
Well, you know, everyone's got their routine. That's an interesting one. Yeah. Now, of course, Drew, of course, has a lot of stories that we can't tell from the big fro days, and you guys, it got pretty rowdy on the field sometimes. You know, the cameras weren't as close, the mics weren't as close. You know.
Well, you know, there are a few four-letter words that I could probably not mention. So, but it was fun. I mean, the opposition, we all had that kind of camaraderie and fun. So some of it was very intense. But at the end of the day, when it was all over, we kind of, you know, shake hands and forget about it. So, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good. And what are you working on now?
I'm in technology. I sell a lot of voice over IP products for telephone systems, and I do a lot of software integration with that.
Wow, that's great. Well, we're looking forward to this season. We're looking forward to so much more. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. We'll be back with more 88. Yeah. Well, now, of course, we're excited to be here on the field. This is going to be an exciting season this year. How do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, I'm excited about this year for a lot of different reasons. A lot of different people have espoused such, but it's a very talented football team. The thing that they need to do now is, number one, get Zeke into camp. Yep. Sign the other guys if they can. If they can't, then they have to go into the season, hopefully without any more or more serious injuries. If they can do that, I'm going to put my money on the fact, or hopefully the facts, that the Cowboys will win their division and go deep into the playoffs. And when I say deep, I'm talking about getting to the Super Bowl.
We need a Cowboys Super Bowl right now.
That's right.
It's been a little while.
It's been a little while, and I think not only the fans and people around the world are hoping that this year will be that opportunity to start things off. Jason Garrett's certainly going to need it.
That's right. Since we're on Drew Pearson Live, 88 on 8, I know you got a good Drew Pearson story. Might be from when he had the big fro. Some good memories.
Well, since you bring that up, when I first came down here, having the same last name as a guy that was already on the roster, Pearson, the first few questions that everybody asked me was, are you guys brothers? And my first answer to that was, you know what? I don't know. So I had to get back to my home, or get back to my apartment at the time, and I had to call my dad and ask him, do we have any relatives that live in New Jersey? I believe that's where Drew's family and where he's from originally. Or did we have any Pearsons that went to Tulsa University? Yeah. And the answer came back from my dad was, no, I don't think so. Now you gotta, when my dad answers it that way, you gotta think back to slavery, because African Americans were divided up, shipped here, there, shipped there. So to this very day, I'm not sure if we're related, and neither is Drew sure that we're related. But we always come back to this. When you ask me now if he's my brother, my answer is yes. Well, he is. Yeah. He's my brother.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So we're so excited to be here at the Cowboys Luncheon. This is always a fun event and good to catch up with everybody. What are you working on these days?
Well, I'm working with the NBA, of course, and doing things for player development and also the RT, the Retired Players Association. So I mentor and also involved with Special Olympics for now almost 12 years, and doing good things for people who don't have a voice, and I advocate for them for intellectual disabilities.
Yeah. And what do you remember about playing that you'll always take with you?
It's just the camaraderie of just, it's a special thing playing, no matter what sport it is, football, basketball, baseball. Guys, when they retire and leave the game, they miss the routine of things, the moments of just having good times, wins and losses, strategy, playing every night, the road. But I probably miss more so my teammates more so than anything.
What do you tell the kids that are looking up to you and they're like, I want to do that? Because it's not easy.
Well, everybody's purpose is not basketball or sports, so you have to find whatever that moves you, what motivates you, and find, because of the fact that, again, you're not going to be an NBA player. Most of us aren't. Most of us are not going to be a football player. So you got to find your purpose, and once you find that, stick with it. Have a drive, have a love for it, have a passion for it, and do it to the fullest. And whether it's drawing or being an artist or being a doctor, lawyer, or helping other people, when you receive, you eat better, but when you give, you sleep better. So find your niche and find your purpose, and when you find that, everything takes care of itself.
Yeah. You still get to play a little bit, or how do you keep in shape?
Well, I do play a little bit, but just a little bit in my own confinement, but every now and then you still work out, still get because you're in this routine as a player, you still have to do it. I mean, no matter what, and because you're living for another, as I said before, you're living for a purpose, and I have a family, and I'm living for them, and I do for them, so that motivates me to get up and try to take care of myself.
Yeah. And we always ask people their Hail Mary moment, the moment in their life or career where they just had to go for it, their back was against the wall. What do you say that was for you?
When my back was against the wall, probably college, because I wasn't that great of a student, but I had to do things to graduate, and that had to be one of the number one things in my family, to be a graduate of North Carolina. And so when that happened, I was so proud of that myself, because I did something on my own, but also it's also led me to open doors to other things and other things that I'm doing, especially with the NBA for so long, and being able to have a voice, a platform to speak on different issues.
All right, this is Drew Pearson, the original number 88. We're here at AT&T Stadium. We just wrapped up the Cowboy Kickoff Luncheon for 2019, heading into the 2019 season. What a great event. It was a great turnout, as always. Flowserve, the main sponsors, did a great job, and all the Cowboy players appreciate the support that they get. So they were able to kick off the season right here at AT&T, and Drew Pearson was a part of that, got a free mention and everything from the great Brad Sham. So it's always good to come back in an environment like this, because number one, you see all your great former Cowboy teammates. And it's kind of like a reunion, because everybody's invited to this great luncheon. And then number two, it's just so great to see so many fans. Number one, support a great cause, the Happy Hill Farms, and great things that they do, the school and the situations. They help so many young people. And then, man, finally, it's just so many fans that keep continuing to come out to an event like this, but not only that, continue to support the Dallas Cowboys, and it'll all be worthwhile this season, because this is our year. The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, not just get there, but we're going to win it, and the guys are all going to get one of these. They got a lot of money, but that money will run out, but this will never run out. This is forever, all right? Check it out from the original 88. And when you're not doing anything, check out Drew Pearson Live, Sunday 11:30 on Channel 8. Paul Salfen, our entertainment guru, hooked up with John to get our Hail Mary moments. And then we're going to talk a little football and see what he's doing in his life now after football, of course, my quarterback, the great Roger Staubach. We got the Drew Pearson Live Band. We got it all there. Jen Reed, Brady, and Quinn Clayton, Michael Nast Media Productions. They put it all together for us. So be there or be square. All right? That's so old, man. That is weak, huh? He said, what do you mean by be there, be square? That is so. But that gets my age away. All right? Let's go. Hut, hut. I love you.